Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I color my art. So step one is to sketch out whatever I'm drawing, so here's a little time lapse of that. Now for step two, I get my kneaded eraser and I start erasing the pencil lines. So I love using these kneaded erasers because you can lighten the pencil lines but you still see them, so it's good for when you're coloring in so you know where it is. So now I'm going to grab the yellow that I'm first using and I'm just going to start filling in all the yellow areas of the costume. I am using a reference for this, by the way, drawn by Ryan Ottley, Drawn of Invincible, if you guys didn't know. So basing it off a reference that I found on Pinterest, using a reference is a great way to go. Sometimes I use multiple, create something new, but yeah, anyway. So colouring this in, I'm just using one shade of yellow for now, and then I'm going to add another darker shade on top of it for the shadows. But anyway, I'm using these circular motions kind of when I'm filling in and going in the same direction as well, and this makes it look really nice and smooth. I'm using Ohuhu alcohol markers, by the way. They're linked in my channel bio. If you guys want to get any of those, I've got the links to all the art supplies I use. I see a lot of you guys commenting asking. So yeah, I'm just filling this in with the first layer of yellow. Another thing for getting it to look smooth is sometimes you need to use multiple layers. But yeah, anyway, just filling this in. And if you're wondering, I do kind of go back to front. I color first and then I ink after. It's kind of weird. I don't see a lot of people do it, but it works for me. The reason I do it is because the alcohol markers I use make the ink of the fine liners I use bleed. So I just started coloring first, which is a bit unusual, but you know, it works for me. So yeah. But yeah, got a lot of comments asking for a coloring tutorial. So this is kind of like the first one I'm making here. I just thought I'd make this video of me talking over while I make a drawing, so you guys can see how I do it, see the whole process. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward really. You just need to practice using the markers and getting used to them. I love these alcohol markers. They're just like so smooth and so good. Another tip, I've got a sheet like under the page, because these pens bleed through paper like crazy. So the markers that I got actually have like a clear kind of plastic sheet thing you can put under. That's really good. So yeah, I usually use that. Alright, now we're going in with a darker shade of yellow, and I'm just going to start adding the shadows in that. So for this drawing I'm just using 2 shades of yellow, but honestly 2 shades is enough. I think it turned out really good at the end, which you'll see. But yeah, I'm just going over all the kind of shadowed areas and just filling it out. This is another thing I do kind of differently because I do the lighter color first and then the color on top of it. I've seen other artists start with the darker colors and then they add the lighter ones. Honestly, you should just do whatever works for you, whatever you find easiest, whatever you find looks the best. This way makes the most sense to me, and like, I don't know, it just works out the best for me because with these alcohol markers you can't do a light color on top of a dark color. Like once you can't go over it because they kind of blend together. So I always just start with the lighter colors and then add the shadows. It just works best for me. Again, the way I color is kind of weird, to be honest with you, but it works really well for me. And I used to suck at coloring, but I think I've improved quite a lot. And now, like I said, I've been getting a lot of comments asking for some tutorials, so I thought I'd make this video. I want to make some more, so let me know in the comments what other like coloring tips you want to see, or any questions you have, or if you want other tutorials like sketching or inking or anything like that. Okay, now I'm starting to shade the face, so I'm using an orange for the kind of darker bits of the face. Again, I just keep looking at the reference here. Using references is a great way to learn, great way to improve at colouring. So yeah, I'm using this kind of orange colour for it. You can use different colours depending on what it is. Sometimes I use like a grey, sometimes I use like a purple. But for this one I'm just using a darker orange, and then I'm going to go in with the skin white. So I'll just be grabbing the skin white now, and then I'm going to fill in the rest of the areas. Now I'm filling in the blue areas with a light blue. Again, you need 2 shades of blue here. I think for this whole drawing I'm just kind of using 2 shades of each colour. So 2 shades of blue, 2 shades of yellow, an orange and a white for the skin. And then I'm just going to use black and white for the hair. And I'm going to use a bit of grey for the goggles and a bit of grey on the suit as well. So now I'm starting to ink it, so I'm using that, I don't even know how you say it, Faber-Castell. It's linked in my channel bio, I don't know how you even pronounce that, but I'm using their brush pen to fill in the hair here because the alcohol markers are quite thick, so I wanted something that I could be a bit more precise with rather than that. But I'm just filling it in, and then I'm going to use the brush pen for the black bits of the suit as well, and then I'm going to go in with a fine liner. I think I use 0.3mm for this one, but you'll see that to just get all the kind of details in. And this is when it starts really coming together. So alcohol markers are very much like a trust the process art medium, especially the way I do it, since I start with the colours rather than the inking. But when I start adding the inking, it really comes together. It starts, you know, it like pops out, it becomes more bold when you add the black. So yeah. Here's a time lapse of me doing the line work, really putting the finishing touches on it. You can see it all coming together, all stands out way more, just, you know, all ties in nicely. So yeah, hopefully this has been a helpful video for you guys to see how I colour stuff in, and me giving you some tips about it. Let me know like what other questions you have or videos you want to see me make about colouring, because I think colouring has kind of become one of my like strongest aspects of my art recently. So yeah, just let me know what other videos you guys want to see.